Hi, everyone. It's Maya, Bliss, and Jill. Thank you for joining our Wisdom Wednesdays on meditation and mindfulness. So, today we're going to start out with Jill and me. We're going to be talking about what we're feeling this week. So, Jill, why don't you go ahead and tell us what you are feeling this week?
Yeah, lots of deep kind of surrendering to kind of what is a deeper emotional acknowledgement of what I'm feeling. So I'll talk about what I'm feeling is about hate. And, we're all taught to, you know, love your family, love this and that, love your neighbors, love, don't show hate. Hate is not part of, and today I was just like, or this week, I should say, this week, I was just like, hey, I feel it. It exists. It's okay to feel this. It's okay. Emotional body, we don't have to hide this anymore. Let's just surrender to it. And anyway, it was very deep and vulnerable to kind of admit to myself that I had this hate. And it's been emotional week for sure.
Yes, yes. Yeah, this week I just felt a lot of, emotional coming in. To me, it was like opening the emotional body more and more deeper. I know, like last week, I started working on them, and it was just bits and pieces. So this week, I definitely feel more like, again, this week is all about kind of like connecting with your emotions. So this week, it's totally normal if yourself is start coming back. There's a part of yourself is opening, a part of your emotions are opening, and that's a reason it's just telling you that your emotions is connecting again. So even like the collectives, I would just say there's a lot of struggles, even insecurities, and you may be experience depression, anxiety, even a lot of panic attacks, and this is very normal. I would just say this is probably not the best week for some people, or just like so week. Some people are feeling, if you're feeling super high, it just means your balance, your the emotional wave, and you embrace that emotional wave. This week for me, I would say I was not in a super hot. I would just say like I was it's kind of like a balance. So I've been working on root chakra. So releasing a lot of that root chakra, healing the acceptance of root chakra, giving security, feeling security in my root chakra. And when I was working with the root chakra, I wasn't working with the mental root chakra. I was working with emotional root chakra. So that's why I said it was pretty emotional for me this week was releasing. So again, some people, like, again, you feeling emotional is very common this week, but I wouldn't say it's a bad low. I just say this is like a good hurt,
Yeah.
like is
Mhm.
what I call it. We're using massage words. It goes deep, so deep into you, and it hurts. It hurts so much, but it feels so good to be released. It's like, yeah, thank you. And I say, like,
Totally.
this week there's this hurt, like, whatever your experience, good or bad, it's a good
Mhm.
hurt. But then there's also what we see is growth. There's a little gradual growth coming here, a piece of you embodying, whatever that you were learning. So I just, we're in the
Mhm.
process of releasing, we're in the process of healing. For me, I've noticed that I'm also coming into the state of returning. So have you been like, like, have you been like so off for 1 year and all of a sudden you're coming back? It's because there's a part of you that's healed, like a deep karmic layer of you have healed. And some of us have been all year just like, what is this gropey feeling? Like, when are you gonna be done? And
Yeah, that's me. That's me. That's me.
And sometimes, like, we go in that state, like, for 1 year, this is like dumb. We're in this cycle. And turns out that feeling is just releasing. And some of
Yeah.
us, like, at the releasing, it's going to be like, a pinch in the butt, like, ow. Yeah, right, like right now, a pinch in the butt, ow, or like, yes, I'm free. Kinda and that's just like we're kind of like gropey. And we're starting to feel, that rush. And again, that rush, it just kind of everyone. It just varies from everyone. Everyone's karma is different. So some
Mhm.
of us are coming back to spirituality, like, but this time it's not like the artificial. I call like the artificial spirituality and authentic. So our artificial is like the fake, like, oh, we're all here to ascend. We're just gonna follow what they follow, And then you realize I wasn't
Mhm.
authentic. I just followed because my friend was there and it was the movement. And now,
Mhm.
and now it's kind of like, you know what? Life is full of bullshit right now. That was
Mhm.
dumb. Like, I look at myself, I was dumb. Like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
thinking, and some of us are doing back work, which is like we're correcting ourselves too. And we're correcting
Mhm.
ourselves because now we're in the moment, like we know that's fake, that's artificial spirituality. I found my true self, and some of us are finding our true authentic self right now in spirituality. Like, oh my
Mhm.
gosh, this is me. Like I'm like right now you could probably be finding this voice and you're like, my voice is
Yeah,
telling me I need to move. That means your authentic self is coming back. So like again, um
right on.
good week. Take a step back, self reflect. We examine your life plans, whatever's going on. I've been examining, like, for me, I don't know about Jill. I took a step back, kind of in my my work office, and I was just like, there needs to be improvement at work. Like I was like, it doesn't matter. Like both work, like I work at a chiropractic, and I have my own office. Like both environments need to be fixed. Like I like the
Mhm.
energy needs to be changed. So that's what I've been saying. Like, take a step back and examine. Right now, they're telling me you don't need to do as much Akash on people. You should go into DNA healing. So if you during this whole process, and they're telling you to move or like something new, a new hobby, a new passion is coming, because that's your true authentic self coming in. The true self is coming in now. So again, a good week to, if you were asking like advice, what is it a good week for? Self-care, nurturing, heart healing, keep nurturing yourself. What about you, Jill? Any advice for you this week? Any advice for anyone for this week?
I would say, yeah, just love your heart. Just love your heart. And just keep it simple. There's a lot going on in this world, and just look inside and just kind of block out the rest. And yeah, just focus on what's going on in the heart.
Yeah. And we also have a
Yeah.
moon coming in too, which is like in 2 days. So you're like feeling all these
Yeah.
tree heat before the moon. Well, at least the
Yeah.
moon is coming in. So, um,
Yeah.
yeah. I would
Mhm.
just say this Taurus, I'm just going to mention this Taurus on this May 19th. It's causing a lot of problems in my life. No, I'm just kidding. It's really shaking my house, like my root chakra. It's really affecting me. But I was just like, it's making me like expand. That's why I feel like this Taurus is making me, I don't know what Jill, but it's making me expand my network. It's making me be more open. And I don't feel like there's a lot of fear with the Taurus for me. I feel like, oh, okay, so we need to speed things up. Okay, we need to do this. We need to, do that. Okay, so, and for me with TARS in my area, it's like I don't feel there's fear. I just feel like it's just telling me there's growth right there. Grow over
Mhm.
here. Things are happening to you in this TARS because it's to prepare you for later. So I don't know about Jill.
Yeah. Yeah, for me, it's just like I feel like I'm shedding a layer, like this whole acceptance of, these energies that I have and my emotions that I have inside me. And it's coming to terms with that and just saying, hey, it's there. I love you regardless. And I accept that it exists. And now it's just time to forgive and let it go. And so I just feel that that is like kind of, accepting, acknowledging the past, and then preparing for the new moon, just to kind of like dissolve it, just like it doesn't matter anymore. Yes, the lifetimes of abuse and negativity and all the bad stuff, and this lifetime, yes, all that stuff, and I acknowledge it. It's awful, and it's okay to be mad, it's okay to have these energies, and I love you anyway, and we're gonna let it go. We're gonna let it go. So anyway, it's yeah, that's what's I think can be universally applied right now to people.
Yes.
Yeah, the new moon, just letting things go. Yeah. All right. So back to our spiritual lifestyle series. last week we had a talk on cutting cords with toxic people. That was really cool and practical. We had some really great tips on how to physically, like literally, cut the energetic cords. But this week we're talking about mindfulness and meditation in our spiritual lifestyle series. But before we get on to that, it's just about why did we choose to create a whole series on Wisdom Wednesday about spiritual lifestyle? Well, we just kind of self-reflected, and we all kind of noticed that we've evolved in our journeys. And when we first started out, it was like an hour a day. It was just this thing that we did, and we had our other things that we did, but we had to make time or for spirituality, and it was a meditation. But now spiritual lifestyle, this whole series that we're talking about now, is like making it a part of who you are. It is you. Like you are a spiritual being having a human experience. So it's like, all spiritual and a little bit of human. And so it's just about, spiritual lifestyle is about like integrating spirituality into our thoughts and our food and our emotions and our decisions and our whole way of being. It becomes who you are and not just a hobby. So that's kind of why we did the whole spiritual lifestyle series.
All right. So, what is meditation? What is mindfulness? Forgot. What is mindfulness? Mindfulness. So each of us are going to describe what mindfulness means to us. So what is mindfulness? So mindfulness for me is being aware of who you are in this present moment. Doesn't matter where you are. You are aware. Your mind is constant. Because for me, my mind is always, thinking, traveling, is always connecting. So the mind is so big. So for me, I'm always connecting with things, thinking with things. So mindfulness for me is being aware that everything is around you. So when people say be mindful, it means be aware of your thoughts, your emotions, and everything. And be careful how you present yourself to others. What about you, Jill?
Yeah, I see it very similarly. It's an awareness. It's being aware and present in your body to the sensations, the thoughts, the emotions of the now, of each moment. And for me, mindfulness is not limited to your mind, because it's a certain type of groundedness and awareness in the body that you have. So you can feel your emotions, you can hear your thoughts, you can feel the sensations in your body. Because to me, it's a deep connection and awareness of you. Yeah. All right. Why is it important to be mindful? Well, being mindful is a part of self-regulation and self-nurturing. So you're mindful of what is going on with you emotionally, mentally, physically, and you can choose the approach to take to regulate what's going on. So if you're feeling like these emotional floods coming over you, the regulation piece to be like, breathe, breathe, ground, ground. It's okay. You are safe. And then there's that nurturing, you're just like taking care of what you need in every moment. Being mindful helps you detect also invaders into your field. I call them the invaders.
Raider alert.
The invader, radar alert. Yeah. The entities, the attachments, the parasites, the anomalies. We've talked all about those kind of things in these sessions, the Wisdom Wednesdays. They may want to hijack or interfere with you. And when you're mindful and you're connected in with your body and your emotions and your thoughts, you can kind of sense what's happening. Being mindful helps you detect if there are soul parts or soul pieces missing for you, because you can quiet the internal noise of and focus on your body. You can and that sensation of your being. Being mindful can help sets the stage of connecting with your spirit guides. So once you kind of be more comfortable with what part is you and where you end, you can start connecting and sensing where other energies begin. And of course, that is a practice. That is a journey in itself of kind of sensing where your energy ends and other energies begin, and then sensing what those energies are. So that's a practice. But yeah, mindfulness sets the stage for that to occur.
Yes. What does so the next question is, what does meditation mean to each of us? So it's going to be me and Jill describing what meditation means to each one of us. So for me, meditation means a lot to me. Meditation helps manage and cope with emotions, pains, issues, and helps manage a lot of mental, physical health problems. For me, I use a lot of meditation because I use it to help manage a lot of my emotions. Because sometimes, like, I'll get so triggered, and I know that meditation helps me ease it down. Sometimes I get angry with my emotions. That has nothing to do with down here in 30 days. It's like it's just like the it's my anger, the spirit anger, my spiritual travels, and it comes with me here. So I have to heal my spirit before I begin my day. So if that doesn't get cleared before I start my physical day, I my head is out somewhere else. But I have to meditate and work with meditation with that, just clearing all that space out of my head. Again, it also, with meditation, what it means to me also, it's it helps keep me grounded, it helps me clear negativity, a lot of negative thoughts. I'm a person who's always hearing and connecting and always seeing things. So meditation helps me clear that when the voices starts coming, or when they try to put pictures in my head and start putting things in my ears and stuff like that. I'm like, no, no, we're meditating, clearing. We clear this space in my ears, my eyes, out you go. And that's the cool thing about meditation is it helps bring a lot of clarity. So again, my thing about meditation is not about sitting down. Close your eyes. That's how I used to be. So I know you do. Because you'll see people like, oh, they're just meditating. That's so easy. Just sit down and close your eyes and just I used to be okay. I used to be that jerk. Okay, so I get you. Yeah. So meditation is more than just sitting down and closing your eyes. It's also about tuning into yourself and feeling yourself. When you learn to meditate and start feeling yourself, and you're tuning into yourself, meditation is almost very magical because you're feeling who you are. You're seeing this whole entire picture that's coming through. So meditation means a lot to me because it helps me ground, expand myself. It also helps me to connect with, my spiritual guides, things that I want, like answers to. So that's what meditation means to me. What about you, Jill?
For me, meditation is self-care, and I can't go a day without it. And I do all types of meditation in multiple times during the day. And later on in our questions, I'll go into the different types of meditation. But I'm doing meditation, I would probably guess. Oh, I haven't counted because it just comes so naturally to me, but probably 5 to 6 times a day. Like, there's like one time a day where I actually sit down and do the traditional meditation, but it's the other types of meditation that I do that I'll go over later, that I do all the time. So for me, meditation, it's self-care, it's the quietening and softening and grounding and observing you in a very intimate way, in a very vulnerable way. Because once you get into that soft spot where you clear out all, you soften the breath and you kind of surrender to the beauty of the body and the beauty of the mind and the beauty of the emotion. It's this pure vulnerability, this pure beauty. And it's just like, oh, it's just connecting. Yeah. For me, next question, what are our meditation experiences? So Maya and I will be sharing a little bit about meditation, what it means to us, kind of what we've done and how we use it. For me, I'm choosing to answer this. When I first started to meditate, I used meditation as a tool to escape. I used it as a tool to escape from my body, my emotions, my feelings, my thoughts. And for me, it was like a relief. It was like, I would say, kind of a drug, an addiction in a way, because it felt so peaceful out there. And And now I know why I was doing that and why I was drawn to that, attracted to that, addicted to it, because I had so much trauma and emotion and things I didn't even know existed in my body because I was so closed off and shut off. I was like, oh, meditation makes me feel so good. But I didn't know why, what was there and why I liked it. So since those moments where I've been coming into more reality of, because it was super easy to leave my body at that time because of all the trauma and other stuff that I had, I've been really working on grounding and being present in my body. But my favorite place to meditate is in the summer. I love meditating on my deck in the morning when it's cool at like 6 o'clock in the morning. I usually go out and it's like this freshness, crispness in the air, and there's no traffic, and I just can sit there and just listen to the birds and feel that energy around me. It's just beautiful. And I've tried all different types of meditations, laying down, cross-legged, walking. But for me, like meditation is about, right now, I'm really loving the rock pose, the supported rock pose. So it's just whatever works for your body, really. Maya, how about you? What are your meditation experiences?
So, so meditation. So my meditation experience is a journey. I would tell how I used to be. I used to hate meditating. I thought it was dumb. That's just how I am. I thought everything, like, the journey for meditation, it was hard for me, personally, because like I couldn't focus my own thoughts. I couldn't even listen. And, I told you it's a very long journey for me. So I had to start with mantras. So anyone who's struggling with meditation, and you're struggling and you're like, I can't be silent every time I meditate, my mind, my mind won't allow me to. The biggest problem with that is self-acceptance, with that meditation. And the second thing is you have a lot of spiritual attachments and energy attachments, and you're listening to those energy attachments, and you have to separate that. And the third part is like, there's just so much energy that's really into your subtle bodies. You're attracting to a lot of energies, and because these energies are attracting to you, they won't leave because you allow them to be in your body field. So for me, it's like, again, meditations was really hard for me, so I had to do a lot of mantras, and that mantra clear a lot of the energy around, my head, my heart, my body, my subtle bodies, even my energy field. It was when I started doing layers and layers of clearing, layers and layers of healing, and a lot of these healing, with my meditation journey, is about trusting your heart, trusting your roots, trusting my voice. And the more I trust my voice, my meditation like enhance. Is like I can hear myself now. So I struggled a lot with meditation until, again, self-accepting. I started accepting myself. I started loving myself. And the more I love myself and embody myself, I was able to hear myself more. I was able to do silent meditation. Now I could do silent meditation. Before I couldn't do silent meditation because everyone was like, yeah, everyone was and you went like, and it took me years to clear all that, buzz my ear. And you don't know how much attachments you have you. So anyone who's learning to meditate and you can't say so, I'll tell
Mhm.
you, number one is probably entity, attachments, energy attachments, people's energetic field just coming in and out through you. Like I said, like it's even hard to meditate. Like even like, I could be meditating, like I'll just tell, like early today in my office, and my boyfriend was snoring while he was leaving my office, and here I am meditating. Like it doesn't affect me. And like when you're meditating in public and the noises doesn't affect you, that means that, like, yeah, you're a good meditator because nothing distracts you. But if you feel like, you're meditating and you need sound all the time or music to, help you, then that means like you still need tools. Like there's still that tools. And again, it's a journey because like after I did the mantras, I didn't even last long. Even like I was meditating, it wasn't long. I wasn't long for me. I was like, I could be quiet for 1 minute. So if you are on the journey of learning to meditate and you're like, okay, and you know that you progress, is like when you used to not be, you used to meditate and you hear all the buzz, you couldn't stay still, or you need mantras to help you to meditate. So that's also like, again, you still have problems. I would just say you still haven't found your true mindfulness, your true meditation within you. And then it goes into the point where you can meditate on your own for a minute, and then you're like, I'm distracted, it's so, like, again, it's like a practice, and you have to keep discipline yourself in discipline. So for me, it's a long discipline. I can go a little longer, but now I've come to my part of my journey with meditation is like, I only need 5 minutes, 5 minutes of meditation. For me, my daily meditation is every morning. I wake up in my bed. I don't share my bed with anybody. I wake up in my bed, and I give myself time before I truly wake up, because I know, like, when I wake up, I'm gonna be truly distracted by everything in life, like work, people talking to me, text. You'll be texting your friends, social media, everything is gonna distract me. So, and I'm transitioning from my sleep because I'm traveling through my sleep. So between sleep and when I actually wake up, I give myself 5 to 10 minutes in bed, sometimes 20 minutes, and it depends. So I'm laying in bed, I'm not moving, but I do my meditation. I'm in my yoga pose in my bed, by the way. And I do like a lot of spine bound and, like laying down. Sometimes I'll do like, I think I did like a child pose the other day, and it's just like crazy. But I'm laying in my bed most of the time, and sometimes I'm, yeah, laying in my bed, and I'm just doing like my breath work, and I'm just really, actually, I'm just meditating and just connecting, like I'm rewinding myself. So again, meditation is also about, like, where you're at in your meditation.
Mhm.
Think about your spiritual journey. Where are you at in your spiritual journey? That's where you at in your meditation. So it's a long journey for me. And most people, it's gonna be a long journey. You just have to keep progressing. You just keep trying, and you don't know how much has shifted. Like, even when I think about it now, like, oh yeah, I didn't know, I wasn't paying attention to the beginning. So like, you don't really notice until now, like, oh yeah, I'm pretty good now. It's like,
Yeah, awesome.
all right. So, to our next question is, what is the difference between mindfulness and meditation? Okay, so mindfulness is cultivated through meditation, right? Mindfulness is the state of awareness, and meditation is the container. So, through meditation, we can filter our nasty thoughts and our nasty emotions, meaning that through meditation, we can filter all these unwanted thoughts. They could be nasty, or for me, when I do meditation, it's not always nasty thoughts. It's just thoughts that I don't want to attach to myself. So, meditation helps us detach all those thoughts, your emotions, and help us be balanced, grounded, coming back to me. So that's what it kind of means. And, like, again, when I say went through meditation, we can filter our thoughts and emotions. Sometimes you don't know how much thoughts and emotions that you're attached to certain people in your household, or even to loved ones. If you're doing a meditation and you're thinking about your grandpa from 10 years ago, you're still, you like grandpa, and or like someone who passed away, and you're still thinking about, yeah, we need to detach that. That's, yeah, we need some healing here. We got to clear that. So
All right, beautiful. What are some myths about meditation? So, myth number one: you have to be in a seated, cross-legged position with your hands in Gyan Mudra. You've seen this one. That's a myth. You don't have to be in the traditional yogi style, and you don't have to wear white or yoga clothes or have your hair in one of those top knots. That's a myth. Myth number three: you don't have to have zero thoughts. To get zero thoughts, no, that's a myth. You have to be observant of your thoughts and then clear them out, or observe them, because it could be your higher self talking to you. You could be, it could be many reasons. It could be your spirit guides. Like, you don't have to have zero thoughts. Myth number four: you don't need to be you need to be still. That's a myth. A walking meditation, it's beautiful. It's just get somewhere when you can be safe without stumbling and hurting yourself, because when you get into this kind of mode, it's beautiful, the walking meditation. some myths about meditation is that everyone can meditate. Now, it does, it does take a little practice. It does take a little discipline, but you have to start somewhere, and it can be challenging. Myth number 5: meditation is easy. All you got to do is sit down. Well, no. You need there's a little bit of surrendering, a little bit of, breathing, softening, getting the day-to-day human stuff out of your head, like the grocery list, I call it. The last myth is meditation doesn't work. What is it? What's the deal about meditation? It doesn't work because, there's stuff latched into your field. You've got energy attachments, and it's common. We've all had it. And I continually still get entities to this day. So, entities are just a reality, and you just got to to be aware of what they are, what their tricks are, what they feel like, what they sound like in your head. And then just like, gone. Exactly.
All right. So, question number 7. So, what are some benefits of meditation? So, some benefits are, stress relief and a feeling of calm in your nervous system, your heart health, the endocrine system health, reducing anxiety, depression, improving the circulation. I get like circulation, heightens vibration. We all know that. Removing negativity around you, I get that. Sometimes I'll be, really negative, and I'll hear the voice that you need to meditate. And I start meditating, and, and all that junk that was in my head is gone. So AIDS, health healing, anyone who's, like, who had surgery or having some serious health, just meditating just helps, helps ease that pain sometimes. And sometimes it helps ease what, all that tension, all those thoughts, all that stress, going around. It also opens the heart chakra more, expanding it deeper. It also gives you a clarity. So kind of like, mental clarity or something clogging your thoughts. It also reduces mental distress, especially from money, people, work, and children. That's me. so so all that because like we as humans have so much like we have a lot of mental distress. You probably like don't even know about it until you start meditating, like, oh my gosh, there's so many layers like of stress. Like for me, I'll just name it because I'm not ashamed. Like I am not ashamed to tell all my distress. Like, oh yeah, I have a lot of distress from my boyfriend. Yeah. Yep, that and my children. Oh yeah, work and so that's a lot of mental distress. That's not like it's not a bad sign. It just means that you hold a lot of stuff for people. So the benefit is like meditation helps clear that, clear that pathway. And when it clears that pathway, you create better relationships with people. You're more aligned and more balanced. Like, when you clear all that mental, distress from your children or even your loved ones, and just meditation just clears out like, oh yeah, I have a clear answer for you kids now. Instead of grumpy, someone who's more grumpy. So anyways, another benefit is teaches you how to listen to yourself more. I've noticed that within myself. So I just want to give that tip. So like, with meditation, I was telling you my spiritual guides are awesome. When I meditate, they're like, listen. That's all I hear. Listen to yourself. Or it's like, can you hear when I'm meditating, like hear it. Hear the sounds of yourself, your voice. So it teaches you how to listen more. And because I practice in meditation listening, I learned to listen to people's energy. I learned to listen like how they talk, words that are coming through. So it teaches you how to listen and pay attention more to yourself. It teaches you how to breathe better. It also improves sleep. It also helps move your kundalini around. It also helps develop spiritual abilities. You know what? I don't care what you say. You say it doesn't help you get spiritual. It did for me, okay? Like, but yeah, because like because like meditation helps you be in that state to connect with your spiritual guides. And when you're in that state, your spirit body, goes out of that state while you're in meditation and you're training with your spiritual guides. And also, it's a meditation also helps, and it's a benefit. It benefits you from connecting with your spiritual guides.
So, what are the various types of meditation? Well, there's all kinds. There's a silent meditation. It's called Vipassana. There's a walking kind of meditation. Any kind of there's like moving meditations like Tai Chi and Qigong. There is sound and mantra meditations where you kind of like tune into the quality of how words make you feel. There's a visualization meditation where you kind of visualize yourself like walking into a tropical like oasis and you're finding these sacred water pools and going into the waterfall and getting cleansed. That's a beautiful meditation. Breathing meditations where you get into a rhythmic breath. One that's very popular is the box breath technique. And that becomes a pattern, and you surrender to the pattern. Your body kind of goes into the pattern, and through the surrendering into the pattern, you get in that meditative state. We meditate when we sleep. We take naps. That it's that surrendering of the body into the energy and the beauty of the now. So there's many different types, and just so do what resonates to you. And so for me, when I say I do 5 or 6 different types of meditation a day, like I'm doing yoga. Yoga is a type of movement meditation where it's intentional. Visualization when I'm feeling anxious, I'm bringing that water energy in, or that kind of visualization of water. That's a meditation. Breathing, like sleep, sound, like walking. Yeah, that's how you can easily do 5 or 6 times a day.
Okay, question number 9. How can we utilize meditation in our everyday life? When we walk the dogs, we can meditate. When we rake or do yard work, anything that's repetitive and you could do safely can be turned into a meditation. Well, I'm going to tell you a whole list of mine. I use meditation in different ways. There's so many ways you can use meditation. People just think like, you just have to sit down and meditate and that's it. I what I've learned in meditation is if you sit down and do what everyone does in their video, sitting down and meditate, that's boring. That's just too boring for me. So I have to make meditation fun. So for you individuals, if you don't like doing that, you got to make meditation fun. What works for you? For me is like, if you are a person who like to dance and you like to be in that meditation flow, you got to make it fun for you because it's you. So for me, for years, my guides knew I didn't like to meditate. So they made me do the dance meditation, which is like when I meditate, I'm in my dance because my body is moving, but I'm meditating, and that really helps me a lot. Meditating can be used, like, again, utilizing differently in different ways. You could use it for healing work. I do meditation in healing work. You could do healing work on people, or it could be someone, it could be you in meditation while you're getting healed by someone. So, for example, one thing I do is when people massage me, I meditate. I'd be like, you massaging, I'm out. I meditate because I'm meditating because I'm clearing this shit that's in my body. So you just massage me with your wonderful hands. I do that with adjustments. Anyone who does healing work, the same thing. You heal me, I'm going in my meditation state because we're doing this thing together. So again, healing work. We can also utilize it moving energy. I use it to move energy in the house. I also use it meditation to move energy in my body, like fixing my own energetic body. So and I use it in a meditation state. I also use it to meditation also could be used to improve better decisions because I make bad decisions or I'm in a crappy mood or like I'm trying to figure out how to do this, but then I can't figure it, so I have to meditate and I'm like, oh yeah. Going being in meditation, taking a couple of steps back, and because meditation kind of breathes with you, and you see, take a few steps back, and like, oh yeah, I see the problem. It's like for me when I see it's like these books, and it's like this is what I want. So we're meditating why I'm here. so, and we're looking backwards. I'm like, oh yeah, that's the problem. Okay, forget it. so so it can also help you, problem solve, things, I would say problem solve things within you, things that are happening to you. Like work decisions. Why do people act this way? And just go into meditation, like, oh, I could see why does my relationship not work well, or why don't they like me? You can see, like, oh, my attitude. Yeah, I get that. And again, you could utilize meditation in making better communication with people. You can also use it for reading things better. I use meditation to read things too, like just meditating and reading my situation, like, okay, yeah, we see this. I also use it to read scenarios, like, scenarios. I still use it to read, people in at work. I use meditation in many ways. I would just say, like, I also use it to build better self relationships, kind of like if you're trying to develop a better like you are with someone, for example. I just say to my boyfriend, and I'm like, we have some crappy shit we've been going through, and I know that I have to meditate, so I'm just gonna meditate, utilizing it, and like, oh yeah, that's what it is. And sometimes, like, between you and a soulmate, and you guys always have tension, like maybe this tension's from work, or you're always having this conversation about something, and you're always meditating before the argument. That's what I say. Meditate before the big argument's coming. And if you meditate before or something, or you're constantly always meditating, you're not going to be as angry. You're just going to be like, oh yeah, okay, I understand you're upset, honey. It's like, all right, I love you. you know and again, you can also use it in yoga and breath work. Meditation is a good tool for yoga. I use it also for breath work. And I also use it to reduce pain. So anytime you're in physical pain, meditation helps also to, clear that pain, or reduce the mental doubt. Like, it hurts, it hurts, it hurts, and just being in meditation is like, yes, this pain is karma. Like, I change. So one thing about, when you're in pain, and this is not related to meditation, is, changing perspective. Like, for me, it's like, I'm in pain. Mentally, you're like, I'm in pain. Emotionally, I am in pain. But I shift my thoughts, like, you're in karma mode, darling. Like, so just let this pain just come through in this lifetime, whatever the moment, because so then it will pass through. so
I
so
love that. I love that expression. You're in karma mode. I love it. I love it. That's great.
all right. So those are other ways we could utilize meditation in everyday life, in our everyday life. So there's so many you could apply it to.
Yeah. For this next question, where how does breath work affect meditation? It changes the direction and flow and movement of energy. You can intentionally direct the breath into different areas of your body or your mind during meditation. Breath work can help you slow down your heart rate, which helps with your brain waves and your kind of how you can journey in your meditation through to your brain waves. And also, breath work can help clear your mind, literally, to help you focus better. So, like certain types of breath works, like alternate nostril breathing, like if you breathe in through your left nostril, goes to the right brain. If you breathe in through the right nostril, goes to the left brain, that kind of thing. It can help you clear the mental body a little bit. Maya, how do you feel that breath work affects meditation?
um how does breath work affect meditation? So it shifts the winds, and like, again, through breath work, if you have attention, it moves, the breath works, it moves, but you need to be in a meditation state, because when you're in the meditation state, you could see it flowing, it could be moving. And when
Mhm.
you see your breath is moving not the way you want, then you change the winds, how it's moved. So you have to kind of be in that meditation state. And I do a lot of, like, breath work through meditation, because meditation kind of keeps you in that state, and it keeps you really calm.
Beautiful.
Anyways, question 11, the importance of breathing. Question 11, it's not really a question, but what is kind of like, what are some of the importance about breathing correctly while meditating? I just kind of wanted to add to this one, because, like, breath work kind of goes with meditation. They kind of go together. They're always just going to kind of be together. When meditating, you should learn, like, this is why I tell people, you need to learn to breathe correctly. When you don't breathe correctly, your body creates this distress. I see this a lot because I'm a massage therapist, and people like, I've been doing a lot of meditation, I've been doing a lot of breath work, and my neck is like this. I'm like, yeah, because you so that's how I know when I massage people and they're like, I'm a yoga, I do a lot of, I do this and that, do meditation and wellness. Like, yeah, your neck is like that, darling, because you've been breathing through your scalenes instead of your diaphragm. so, again, so you need to learn to breathe correctly. And when you don't breathe correctly, you create a lot of body distress or tight muscles and cramping. And if you do meditation and you breathe incorrectly, it's not like, I get this a lot, and it's like a myth. Oh, spirit, my body, like I have an energy, and like, no, honey, you just breathe incorrectly. That's all. Okay, so breathing correctly helps the energy move in the correct in like, again, breathing correctly helps the energy move into the correct place. Like, I call it the energy pit points. So the big pits of your energy points in the body. So when you breathe correctly, the energy moves in just correctly. When you breathe incorrectly, like I call it incorrect breath, is like you breathe so fast and whoosh, 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 and it's going to the pit and it's going super fast, and then if it's like you breathe it wrong but really fast, and then your energy, your energy points like boing, bing, bang, 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 bang. I don't know what this is, but it's hitting me, So,
That's
so,
awesome. I love
so breathing correctly also opens the heart chakra. So when we breathe correctly, I think I did a live video today. Breathing correctly with slow and deepness while you're meditating, it really opens the heart chakra, and you start beginning to feel bliss and happiness. So you know that when you're breathing correctly, when you're meditating, and you start feeling like higher feelings, or you're feeling bliss and you're feeling joy and excitement, like, oh my gosh, like you want to cry emotionally, and then that's when you know you're breathing correctly, and you're breathing correctly, and the energy is moving correctly.
beautiful.
Okay. Some importance I want people to know: incorrect breathing results disappointment, stress, anger, or stuck energy. So if you're doing breath work and all of a sudden, like, you're doing meditation and you're doing breath work and you're feeling all this disappointments and like you're stressed, like stressing, like, all that stuff, and anger and stuck energy, that's probably incorrect breathing sometimes. So sometimes it could be incorrect breathing, unless it's like, it's something, if you're doing like an emotional release while doing breathing, and while doing breathing and meditation, it shouldn't be like being distressed. It will be like super distressed releasing, but like a good hurt, like, yeah, it's gone, I'm feeling good. It should be some type of balance like that. But incorrect breathing is like when you're releasing through meditation, and you're like, and you're just gouging, you're just crying, like, I hate you, and then you're like, I don't want to do this meditation anymore. That's okay, because when you're doing incorrect breathing, then you're moving the energy into the pit, and the pit is probably just like, very triggered already. Correct breathing with meditation really opens a lot of space and flow. So be a lot of space and flow. Even when you're releasing, you're creating space and flow. So sometimes when breathing correctly, you're breathing correctly is when I get this a lot, your muscle begins to release. Like, for some reason, sometimes when I'm doing meditation and breathing, and I'm like, for me, my favorite meditation is just removing all the distress from my shoulders. It's like, I don't have a spiritual intention, like removing all body distress in my shoulders through all time and space, just removing it. And sometimes afterwards, with intention and meditation, and also I feel like this muscle like it needs to be cracked, and like, oh yeah, that's a release. So like, you need, after you do meditation and doing your breath work, and you feel like the need to crack yourself, that means like it's releasing, it's ready to release. So those are some of the importance of breathing correctly while meditation. So it's very, like, again, important for us to all breathe correctly when meditating.
Well, what are some other uses for meditation other than just, breathing, for example? Well, we can use meditation for manifesting. We can, and of course, coming with that is setting intentions. We can use meditation for protection as we expand our aura. We can use meditation for clearing negativity and energies trapped in the body. We can use meditations for connecting with our guides. We can use meditation for, developing our intuition and our sight, kind of focusing on that third eye. We can use meditation for shadow work, where you can become the observer of your shadow work and your pain. We can use meditation for releasing anger, rage, and emotions through various tools, through visualizations, etc., and mantras or words. And we can use meditation for receiving ideas. So when you create that space, that container of love, and you set the intention and to receive, and there you go. Lo and behold, receiving ideas.
Yeah, meditation could be used for many things. It just kind of varies what you use your meditation for you. So, okay, so I'm gonna be doing. I'm not gonna do. My original thought was do a light alchemy meditation, but just kind of do like a quick meditation. Sometimes people feel like, so with meditation, the cool thing about meditation is you can always add every a lot of things to it. You can do meditation and heal yourself energetically. I use a lot of meditation on healing. Okay, so this is what happened to me. So I didn't know I was doing meditation. Like, I would meditate and then I would hear this voice talking and I'll be talking with that voice and we're doing this meditation and all of a sudden my like my higher self's like, we should do this, Maya. I'm like, what? It's like you should do this type of meditation on people. I'm like, okay. They're like, like you just do what you do. Just sit down and relax. They're like, so. Anyway, so I'm gonna do just a little meditation on clarity today. So and so just sitting down. I love easy pose is what I love. I also love there's many ways how your body. One thing about meditation and yoga is that with yoga poses, I will just tell you that your body reacts differently to every yoga pose with meditation. Try it at home. Meditate in different yoga poses, and your body reacts differently. I notice that when I'm in hero pose and I meditate with hero pose, my body reacts more to happiness and bliss and joy. Versus when I'm in easy pose and I'm meditating, I feel like it feels more grounding. But when I'm in hero pose, my body reacts differently, and it's like it's super happy. So again, try like meditating in different yoga poses, and you'll see this different self of you. Your body reacts to it. So meditation, usually for me, just showing how to meditate. Meditation, I used to think it was just closing your eyes and silent your mind, but it's not. It's all about connecting, tapping into that heart space. So for me, it's like, today we're in easy pose. Sometimes, I do mudras. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I just listen to, what my body calls for you. So in meditation for yourself, just do that is truly called to you. So for instance, like, I'll do this mudra and I'll just be in easy pose. And it's all about connecting heart center, connecting into your heart center and feeling the heart center. And when you meditate and just feeling it into your heart and feeling it into your voice. And again, meditation varies. If you're doing grounding, then your focus is more root chakra, the lower chakra. But today I'm not focused on root chakra. It's focusing heart center. And when you're doing silent meditation, it's all about listening. So when you're connecting to the heart center, because through the heart center, you're feeling, right? But when you're meditating, you're feeling the heart center. But when you're meditating your ears, it's all about ear energy too. It's about listening to the heartbeat, listening to your thoughts. Because when you're meditating, you hear your thoughts, right? And that means you got a lot of junk in your head. I was just telling you, you have a lot of junk in your head. And when you have a lot of junk in your head, that just means like, okay, so when you start seeing all the junk in your head, then you gotta start saying, you know what? For me, it's like, I'm closing you out. I don't need you. Or we no longer hold this space anymore. So we're closing this portal, or we're closing this thought, or whoever is in my thought. I no longer hold this space for you. I'm cutting this cord, not holding space with you. I'm letting go. Okay. And you don't say this, you don't speak it. That's just that's your inner voice speaking. So when you're meditating, it's important to have your inner voice, because your inner voice is going to speak for you, because the inner voice is going to tell you, like, it's like your thought talking. That's your inner voice. Okay, your voice that talks like, yeah, 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 like, I'll tell you what your inner voice is like. When your mom is talking like blah 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 blah, the inner voice, that's your inner voice. Okay, that's your, that's the voice. And in meditation we use that voice too. And when you're in meditation mode, and you're connected to your heart space, and then you're like, you see all these thoughts coming at you, and you're like, whatever thoughts that's coming to you, I'm not holding this space no more, please go away. I'm cutting cords, I'm not holding this space for you no more. I'm meditating and I'm clearing my head space. So again, meditation is also, like I told you, it's about ear, because your ear is always listening to energy. It can hear everything, it can hear these sounds, it can hear these thoughts, like, energies that are coming into your headspace, and energies trying to put things in your head. And when you listen really well, and you could see that another energy is present, trying to tell you what to put in your, trying to put in your head, and you're like, no, I don't want you. You're not invited in my body anymore. Okay, thank you for being here, but thank you. I'm growing now. Bye. I'm closing this doorway for you. Please don't come anymore. So that's what the inner voice is, and that's why the ears are very important. So when you have that done, like, connecting to your heart and listening to the ears and listening to the sound of your own, because, like, why do you use your ears to listen? Because you're listening to your aurora, you're listening to your energetic field, of course. And through meditation, the cool thing about meditation is when you're going through your energetic field, and you could look through your energetic field, you can also see, like, energies that don't belong there. And it doesn't just have to be your headspace and go down. And that's how you start clearing. That's why I call it a clearing meditation. Clearing meditation is clearing things out of your frequency field and just meditating. And it can go all the way to the crown, and all la 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 la, many layers of within you. While you're doing all that stuff, like, again, connecting and feeling in your ear energy, there's also the third eye, right? And what do you want to do with the third eye? So what we want to do, it depends on what your intention is with your meditation. If it's just clearing things, opening my eyes to clear things, opening my eyes to see truth, opening my eyes to see truth, letting go. I let go and I let go. I let go of what no longer serves me. I surrender and I let go. I surrender and let go. Or if you're cutting cords, I cut all cords with you. I'm cutting all cords with you in my headspace. I no longer hold the space. You're blocking my path from seeing things or seeing truth for what it is. I clear this pathway. I dissolve, deactivate, remove. I unhook you from my eye. Thank you, thank you. I'm clearing my eye. Thank you. Anyway, so that's just like a quick meditation. That's just really simple that everyone could do at home.
Beautiful. Awesome. Thank you, Maya. That was lovely. And I love the soothing sound of your voice.
Oh, thank you.
That was lovely, where you kind of guided people. That was beautiful. So let's talk a little bit about a retreat. Wow, gosh, we're what, less than like 4 weeks now, coming into 4 weeks away. Say this time next month will be day one.
Oh yeah, yeah. Our retreat,
Yeah.
yeah, our retreat is in 4 weeks, so I'm really excited.
Oh,
There's just a lot of things to do. Like, there's a lot of things. We have a lot of activities. But today we're talking about. I think Jill messaged me about, like, gifts. We'll be having some gifts. One thing I do want to mention is, like, we do have a soul fest, and that's like a solstice celebration. I have some, like, bring your stuff to that soul fest. And again, there's like other things that we have planned. If someone's like energy work, um, sound healing, what else is there, Jill?
tea reading,
Yes.
crystal workshop. We're doing a whole afternoon dedicated to primal energies, our voice, primal dancing, kind of connecting with our emotions. Um, yeah, like water, a lot of ceremonies, like water ceremony, new moon ceremony, sacred breath ceremonies. Yeah, there's a lot.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's 4 days. There's a lot.
There's a
Like
lot.
I'm very excited with the new moon ceremony. So we do have a new moon ceremony, and we do have like a new moon, like a sacred breath work ceremony also. And that's just kind of feel like is more like you're the breathing. And we'll be in with nature, and you'll be able to talk to me and connect with me. I know lots of stuff about breath work because my spirit guides. There's so many modalities of breath work. But this one is like, it's to help you to tune the inner you, because through breath work, like I tell people, like breath work is like the essence of life. It breathes through us, it connects with us through breath, we connect through everything. So anyways, so we have one for the new moon, and then we also have like workshops, which is like crystals, learning like the life force, like the importance of energy. We'll also talking about like grounding and self-care. There's a lot.
Mhm.
And I said, like, come to our retreat because I will be there. And like I love giving people a lot of tips and information. Yeah. So you just have to be there. Yeah, and there's gonna be like primal. We're gonna be working a little bit with primal dance and primal voice. That's kind of like
Mhm.
primal power. So anyone who wants to understand about primal power, yeah, right here. It's like, yeah, there's a lot. Primal power helps us a lot, and it helps us to open our voices, our identity, and open ourselves in a deeper level. And when you
Mhm.
have a deep connection with your primal, your primal self, and being here presently in 3D also realigns us, and it really shows us our truth, strength, and power of being here. And it shows us, like, I mean, there's like it. Oh, it's like a part of you that really opens up. And when you find your true voice and that primal voice, it almost feels like no one can hurt me. No one can hurt me.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of things start dissolving and you start growing. So, anyways.
Yeah, yeah, and Maya is very generous. I can attest to that personally.
Mhm.
She's a very kind and generous soul. She's very open with her gifts and very, very sharing of information. So there'll be lots for the rights, be lots to receive for the right souls who want to join us.
All
Yeah.
right. So,
Mhm.
we will
Yeah.
see you next Wednesday.
Yeah.
And what are we talking next Wednesday, Jill?
We are going to talk a little bit about spirit guides and everyday wellness and just how to maintain ourselves.
Ooh, so spirit guides. So I'll be excited. I love talking about spirit guides. Yeah, spirit guides can be utilized in many ways. So next week we'll talk about more about spiritual guides.
Yeah.
So we'll see you guys next Wednesday.
Okay.
Bye.
Yeah. Bye.